Oh, sup guys? Sup? Welcome, man. I'm back, man. Just waiting for Dotcom. Welcome to Pop Nation TV, guys. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for Dotcom to come in and then see what's going on. Oh, okay, there he is. He's here. Shocking. I'm about to bring it on. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, accepted you. Shocking.
What up, King?
What's up, man?
Away, yo, fine. I've been waiting here, eh?
For sure. Hey, howdy, boy.
Yes, sir. But I know finally it happened. Are you good,
Yeah.
though?
I'm good. You?
I'm super fam. I'm super, man, yeah?
Man, I'm honored, man. You're a legend. Thank you so much
I'm the
for
one who's
being here.
humble, dog. I'm the one who's humble. You the legend.
Thanks, dog.
It's an honor, man, to be here. It's an
It
honor,
means a
man.
lot to hear it from you.
Yeah,
From
fam,
someone
yeah.
as big as you. Ngiyabonga goed man nam.
Cool, man. I've
Yeah,
been peeping your work. Great work, man. The stuff you're doing is what we need, man, you know? Because we seem to be like we're the neglected class type of way. But salute, man. Salute.
Ngiyabonga goed man. Thank you so much, Uchi. Uchi, just tell us about yourself, man. You growing up in Zola and stuff like that.
Ooh, I'll try to make it short. I grew up in Zola, and then we moved to Mfulo. That's in Soweto, right? From there, obviously, you know, all parents, they go out there and make money and try to get a better living. So we moved to people, right? And then from there, I went to school in a couple places. I then went to KZN. This is during your uprising time. I'm very old and I'm revealing my age, yeah. So this is during the uprising time. We had people like this is when I met people like Abo Zola. Zola used to stay by my granny's house. This is when he came to, we were both from Soweto, so we didn't know how to look after the cows and stuff, bro. It was hectic. Eh? So you could imagine these two kids have to look after maybe like 15 cows, make sure they go out of the field, but it was hectic. But we learned, we adapted. Then I had to come back again to Joburg to finish off. This is just me in terms of my movement. I've been around almost 8 provinces, man. This is on my early life. So yeah, so but basically I grew up in Soweto, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell us what inspired you to start rapping?
It's a lot of things, man. It was the end thing, one. It was a norm. And second thing was I was tired of hearing the same one-line song. So you know, back then we used to listen to Kwaito. Like the Kwaitos back then, they have one line and they would repeat it. Like I was like, nah, this can't be creative. Like you can't tell me that's being creative. With mad respect, though, you know what I mean. So I mean, we grew up on that. That's a sound that kind of like it's our theme for our life, for our youth, you know. But I mean, you then realize there's more issues. So I started listening to people like Lucky Dube. People who had messages in their music, you know. R.I.P. to Lucky Dube as well. I mean, those were people that started giving me an idea as to there's more into which is repeating one line. You know what I mean? So those people had a message. So Peter Tosh, Bob Marley. Then you start gradually get introduced to rap. So how I got introduced to rap is when the Wu-Tang Clan came in. So my favorite
Oh,
MC at that time was Old DP because I just thought he was against
yeah.
the norm. He was
Mm.
totally just a different member in a whole crew. And
Party and
even,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, so him and Busta Ram, they had the similarities, but this is
Mm.
why when they made a song, it was easy, for us to understand because they have a similar style. They could feed off each other's energy. So that was beautiful for me. That's when I started to really, really, really say, okay, think hip hop. It's where I can actually fit in and really. At the time, I was a student, right? So I didn't. There was
Mm.
no time for me to say I'm learning it. I became a student
Mm.
and I started listening and following, became a fan
Mm.
before
Mm.
I could think, oh shit, I can actually write my own shit. I
Mm.
never
Mm.
thought it could
Mm.
happen. So then you started meeting guys that actually in essay, I didn't even know there were guys in essay that were actually rapping. So
Mm.
one of my friends in Pinville took me to Lee Club for the first time.
Mm.
This
Mm.
is when I said, oh, okay. So I can actually write my own rhymes. Oh, this is beautiful, Mos, without having to ask for permission, right? So
Mm.
this is how I got introduced to it. So Busta Rhymes, Old DB, the Wu-Tang era, that golden era, Nas,
Yeah.
Illmatic, that's when I got introduced to it, really. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And speaking of Woodley Club,
Yeah, yeah.
and like what was it like when you were at in YFM to be
Okay.
on that?
So the YFM is another platform where we were able. Okay, now this is when.
Mm.
Okay, I'm getting a couple of rhymes in now and then. I'm able to
Yeah.
perform at the club. End up not
Mm.
paying to come in the club. Then you move up.
Mm.
There
Yeah,
was kind of like a
yeah.
hierarchy. So you start
Mm.
up, you rap this week, maybe for like a month. Then next time you start having fans, and they're like, okay, come in for free. Then you start moving up,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
then there was a platform that was opened by Bad Boy T
Mm.
and Oscar, right? This was in
Mm.
Likla. This was in YFM. Alright,
Mm.
so obviously before YFM, we as a tribe. So this is when I met the tribe. I met the tribe in a ciphers,
Mm.
right? Asylum
Mm.
Tribe.
Mm.
It's a crew, Black
Mm.
People's Army. This
Mm.
is when we met.
For
I
sure.
met my niggas. So this is when we started having like an exchange of skills. This is when we started sharpening each other's skills. Gandhi
Mm.
Square is our home base. We started
Mm.
Gandhi Square ciphers. People
Whoa.
can go anywhere and ask around. We started that. Battling on
Mm.
Fridays, we made that a norm in
Mm.
Gandhi Square. So when that started up, and because we were influenced by people like Cannabis,
Mm.
and the list is endless, man. Like you people like digging in the crates, big. There's a lot.
Mm. Mm.
It's basically the golden era gave us the niche, some sort of like a
Mm.
boost for us to just think, we can actually do it. And we go into YFM. YFM
Mm.
was just a blessing because then you could reach a bit of a bigger audience. You know what I mean? Like it was a wider audience
Mm.
we could reach. So we started then really now going there every month. We started winning shows. We get
Mm.
hated when we started. One of my crews started a beef with Squatter Camp. Yeah, it's a long story.
Oh.
And Squatter
Yeah.
Camp was signed, and there were the rap crew. It was beautiful. Hip hop there was you could actually smell the tension and also the fact that you were able to
Mm.
learn from each other, even though there was
Mm.
kind of like that I'm better than you thing. The competitiveness
Mm.
in hip hop is
Mm.
always there. We cannot shy away from that,
Mm.
but it's
Mm.
always been a beautiful thing to watch at hindsight. But
Mm.
when it happens, it's like, hey, it's hard because you
Mm.
always have to come up and be better than the next man,
Mm.
be better than the next man. So
Mm.
YFM play a big role in terms of us and trying to reach a bigger, wider audience in SA. And then we started
Mm.
making it became a norm for everybody to start saying, these rappers, we used to be cracked on, not like now. Now it's beautiful now. Everybody can be a rapper, can be screwed. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Back then, yo, my man, you couldn't wear Timberlands. You couldn't wear Timberlands and walk in Soweto. You'll be called names, bro. You'll be called names.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It was
Exactly.
it was another form of apartheid in a sense, because I mean we belong in the same society, but we got cast out because some people would start giving us name that we're trying to be American and stuff. But it came with the territory. I mean, we tried. And look where it is now. People are making millions. They filling up stadiums. It's beautiful. I'm like, yeah, finally, this is what we suffered for. You know, we the ones that went to exile.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but big up to YFM. But YFM played a big role in terms of hip hop in SA. You know.
But definitely the fact that you guys also, man, made those sacrifices. I feel like a lot of platforms that are bigger than this should give you guys props. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish they could do that. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we'll see what we can do. You know?
No, we'll appreciate that. I mean, it goes without mentioning. I think also if you tap into a territory or a place where it's less travel, you're always gonna leave a mark. So it's always nice to get that recognition, you know. So when you do get it, you feel honored, you feel like you did make an impact and you did make it worth a while, you know what I mean?
That's dope, Pucci. That's dope. But I'm glad I got your context and everything, you know.
Salute,
so I'm gonna pleasure my friends and I have bigger platforms than I do. Like, yo, guys, y'all been complaining that we are the old hip hop heads, and now you'll see them. So that's what's up. But I mean, then there's you with Asylum Tribe. Then you guys were on a mixtape or something like that. Was it
we had
Reality Bites or something?
Yeah, no. So there was a couple of things that happened before Reality Bite. So we used to rap. We didn't think about going to the studio as a tribe, Asylum Tribe. So when Dead Prayers came in, they kind of schooled us to it. Like, yo, do you have anything recorded? Oh, like, hey, we the rappers in the street, bruh. We go knock at your doors. Let's cipher now, dog. I'll take you out now. You know, we used to be that type of cat. So it became a must for us to do. We started doing mixtapes and doing songs, and then this is when I met Pro. Linda Keys, one of the best for me in SA. So we formed a crew called Rip and Saw. This is when we then said, okay, we need to start recording songs, you know? And then we started really going out there and exploring this thing, studio. We never been in the studio, but at least he had an idea because he has recorded a couple of songs before. So we will go and into the studio and try to get busy. It was all messy, but I can tell you now, if you think Heads and Tail was a classic, then what we were thinking then, it's what was happening, you know, because Heads and Tail, 80% of it is Rip and Soul. I'll tell you the songs. Soweto came from us. Ghetto Science came from us. Fellow Foco. It just that obviously when I then decided, okay, this rap thing was a bit off for me because we had managers, right? That as always, we always have managers in this thing. We had managers who tried to manage us, but then they played us. Then I decided, hey, let me go back to school. Let me finish off. I'll come back, second round chance. Then Pro continued, and I was in and out of the country. And he was able, he propelled, dog. He went off, he took off immediately after that, which was beautiful to watch also. Like the things that you sit with your friends and talk about, and you see come into full intuition. It's like they became a reality, and you're like, wow, this is beautiful, you know? I mean, songs that you conceptualized and thought, maybe this will work. How about we talk about Soweto, for instance? How about we talk about basically we think the ghetto is a science. There's so many things. That's why he has lines like pistols were subdivided with the pistol. You know what I mean? So he had, we call it a ghetto science because we saw the science behind the way that people live in the ghetto. So it's so many. Like that is when we started recording and making songs. Then I think a couple of albums down the line, then we decided let me make a mixtape called Reality Bites. This is from my man Full Skill RIP as well. It's been crazy this couple of years in SA. RIP to Full Skill as well, who was a guy behind it, and Faceless. That's when I started working with Faceless as well, when I was doing the mixtape. It came out, but I never really pushed it because that's when I completed my education. I got a job and I was like, hey, later guys, let me try this, you know. But I think hip hop has always been there. It feels like it's a calling. It's like for me, riding a bike, you can never really forget. You might fall off and come back right back on it, you know. So yeah, that's what started me or pushed me to start making songs. You know what I mean? Because I've seen it work, and I seen the proof. The proof. Prokid was more like a blueprint of what we wanted to be. So when he started really making it, I'm like, okay, so people do relate in the way that we think. Because I mean, when you record these songs, you don't think that these people can really relate, but only to find out. You might think you're alone, but there's a huge people who actually think like you. There's a lot of people who think just like you, and they can relate into what you're talking about, you know. So, which was very beautiful, and Prokid executed, and from there, he just went off, which was beautiful to watch. Yeah.
But do you think like artists like that talk about, because you guys spoke like about the township realities and stuff, you know? Do you think like there were enough platforms at that time that gave you guys a chance? I mean, because I would expected Pro to be winning awards and stuff like that, because he was really that big in South African hip hop.
I think you know, there was a stigma that you sound like American. That was the issue most of the time. You know what I mean? So that made it very difficult for people to adapt immediately, because they couldn't find something they can relate to. But as soon as you hear words like Soweto, Exe, Ola, then there is thing they can relate to on a song. Then slowly but surely, I mean, from Heads of Tails, when he started doing Pampa, that's when he really made an impact that is huge. I mean, you can look at people like Double HP, who just came up with it. You know what I mean? So I think when we came in, we will rap the way we know. But then when you inside it, then you realize, hey, people want to hear something they can easily relate to. As soon as Prokid turned to the neck, it was gone. He was gone. And to a point, most people would crown him as a best lyricist, you know, which I think he is. So that's for me stood up, and as a childhood friend, I'm very proud of that guy. Like Joe, like, you know, when you share lines together, but maybe there's a couple of slices of bread, and you talk about songs, and then you see them what they actually do to the people. Like it's quite it's quite scary, but at the same time, it's quite fulfilling. You know what I mean? Yeah, so there were no platforms for us back then, but I think it was because of the languages we were using. But we are at the point now, hip hop is like any other music. Like people, the generation that is in now, they listen to everything, like anything. So they can relate quicker. There's internet now. Back then, it was even hard to get tapes. you know, just get the music. It was very hard. You had to get people who people who used to give us music was snares. Your snares used to bring us a lot of music, bro. And in a way, that's how we got to be learn to be on the same level with guys in the States who will know what was happening. I mean, we knew about copyright, we knew about company flow. Yes, this,
Yeah.
you know, Killer Priest, Jesus Christ. Well, like, there's a lot that came with that, which is guys moving in and out of the country. So they bring music that we sit down and we learn. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful, even though we didn't have enough platforms, because we were given a stigma. You sound like niggas
So like that.
but it's funny now because everybody's the same. Like, how you guys only getting now? Yeah, we've been here.
When you guys gave them the vernacular stuff, they still don't.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, but I think the vernacular at the same time, it gave us a distinction. It just depends. It's funny how people, for instance, if you take Soweto, right? Soweto is all English. It's all English, right? But only because there's the chorus say Southwestern Township is where we get down, kid. We usually get, but because there's a Southwestern Township, they're like, yeah, we can relate with it. And what he's talking about in that, on his verses, it's kind of like it narrates the whole story very nice and easy. It's easy to digest. It's easy for the ears as well. As soon as you start talking about space, hey, my friend. What are you on about? So it's been something like that. I think the new guys now, it's beautiful for them. The wave is beautiful. I like the text of the culture that there is. I like how the people are reacting to each other and supporting each other. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Word. Plus, I saw the new single for the streets. Wow. Tell us about that.
I as much as we love what we do, right, in terms of hip hop, but there's more into it. So I just feel like there's that gap that needs to be breached in between. We need to tell them there is DJing. You don't have to rap. There is b-boying. There is ciphers before you get to the studio to build your name. It's an easy promo for you. That's why now battling is like, it's like a normal. So it's like it became a phenomenon on its own. It's like another way that you can actually make your living. Back then, battling was part of being an MC. You know what I mean? So it's hip hop is got its elements. So you need to know all of them. At least know what it is. And then you can choose where you actually fit in, because not all of us have to rap. Not all of us can rap. You know what I mean? I may not be the right guy to say it, but I mean, there are elements that you can explore and then see where you fit in. So I thought the song will kind of embrace that and show off the skill on the verses and also on the concept in its own. I'm bringing back that. We need to make sure that the culture leaves. We can't focus on one side of things. There's more into rap than just being a rapper or an MC, you know? There's other stuff. There's graffiti. You can still make money out of graffiti. You can still make money out of DJing. Can produce, can market. There's a lot. There's a lot into it, yeah.
What do you think maybe makes these kids probably be afraid to try those other different avenues?
Because rapping is like talking. So there's like, if I can put a rhyme, then now we good. Yeah, it may work for a couple of tries, you know. We may go for it for a couple of times, but it's gonna catch up with you. If you didn't really pay your dues, it's gonna catch up with you. If you wanna be be considered in one of those elite MCs, you know, like a certain class. If you wanna be on that class of blackboards and then your pen game has to be on the next, so you're gonna be tested somehow. So is b-boying as well. It's got levels. There's crazy legs. People who have left the bar very high. So there's people that you have to look up to, even when you go there, even when it comes to graffiti. But it's just, I think it's probably the easiest way to make money. This is why even the content nowadays doesn't matter, which is then problem, because the reason why I started rapping was because of the content. So we need to. This is why I think this is when the golden era can really come back again. And if there's couple of kids that still feel that they need to have a message in their music, this is the time. This is the time, fam. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Do you think there are events that do accommodate like the producer and the graffiti heads and
Yeah. I mean,
do you think like they put enough effort, the promoters, to accommodate?
now it may not be as much as rappers, because I think everybody's focusing on the rapping career a lot. But there are places like you're back to the city. It's for everybody. There is graffiti. There's also competitions for producers, beat makers. It kind of like covers all the elements. You know what I mean? But what I think is missing in hip hop, it's people like the 5%ers. In the state, there's people called 5%. So we don't have such people in our hip hop right now. Only this little summit has only come once. There's back to the city, and from then it's dead. It's quiet. Then we wait again for the next year, because learning is a continuous thing. You need to be reminded. It becomes a routine. It leads to becoming a habit, and from there, it can just become a second nature, because these things are always here. You always heard about it. So we need more education, whether it's spiritual. I mean, some people are still having issues when you say Black Lives Matter. There's people who don't believe that they're actually smart than they are one mentioned. But I mean, it is one of those things that if Black people are still looking at themselves as if they are slaves in their own continent, then we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do, you know? Yeah.
And it's interesting you mentioned the 5%ers, because Abu Wu-Tang, Abu Pasta Rhymes, they come from that.
This is why they're relevant even now. This is why they're relevant. Their content is still the fresh. You know what I mean? Compared to what's out there, is fam. It's very important to have knowledge of what you're doing. Then just say I can wing it. Most of the rappers are winging it, which is cool. It's gonna end, and another era comes in. It's beautiful. I mean, the fact that the new kids are making money out of it, I'm happy for that, because now they're not starving. Because if they were starving, it would have been an issue, right? Because then they wouldn't feed their families and whatever. But in terms of content and the message that we're trying to portray, and how we want to portray ourselves as Black people, and because I mean, these are documents in a sense, right? These like if Egyptian pharaohs left their history on the walls, we are leaving ours in our songs. You know what I mean? As much as they say Black people don't read, but if you put it in a song, then they will hear it. Then they don't need to. You know what I mean? So there's a gap in the market in terms of being conscious or having conscious rappers out there, because everybody wants to be popping all the way. Man, it's like, okay, it's gonna end though. It needs to end somehow, or we need to have an alternative, just in case. I don't want to hear this forever. I want to have a balance of things, because even the life is not always about parties, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's a gap that I'm seeing, and I think that's what I want to capitalize on.
For sure. Yeah. And then your second single, Fallen Soldiers. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory, really, because I mean, we have so many people that passed on, like in the last. Yes, it's really since COVID, my man. It's been very crazy. Tough. It's been my status. If a month ends without a rapper passing away, I thank God. You know what I mean? It's been sad, because I feel like we need to. What you said before, we need to start giving them their flowers when they are still alive. Which is sometimes it may be too late when they have passed on, but if there's songs that speak about them and then recognize them, and that's what the song was about. Was trying to say,
Mm.
we know what you did, and we appreciate you guys for that.
Mm.
You know, yeah,
Mm. For sure, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
But what do you think is the cause of rappers even till now, dying, you know what I'm saying, broke and stuff like that, and all those challenges?
Okay, so it could be contracts. It could be being
Mm.
excited just to be seen on TV. It could be
Mm.
mismanagement of money. It
Mm.
could
Mm.
be selling the wrong content. So now,
Mm.
if you're selling the wrong content to the people, you have a certain standard that you have to live by, right? If
Mm.
I'm on my
Mm.
videos, I'm showing Ferraris, my friend,
Mm.
and then you're gonna start thinking I'm living that life. I need to maintain that, and then that
Mm.
costs a lot. And actually, you don't
Mm.
have that. So now it's either you're
Mm.
gonna deal with people talking about it and then pointing you out and say, hey, you were in the bus last week. So where's the Ferrari now? You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah, so you can sell dreams to a certain point, but there's
Mm.
reality after that. So that you
Mm.
have to deal with. So I think most of us, the rappers that passed on, actually, they missed that part. It's either one of the four things I've mentioned. It's either one of those went wrong. It's either the contract wasn't right
Mm.
because you just
Mm.
wanted
Mm.
to be out and you were a hungry artist, and then you know
Mm.
they rip you off.
Mm. Mm.
Also, there's riding of the wave.
Mm.
It's not on. The wave is good if you want to be a one hit wonder and then come back. Right? You know, like you want to wait
Mm.
for what's in and then you join in. But then you don't know. You were never going to be a leader if that's the case, because you're always going to
Mm.
be a follower. You wait for a trend to be there, then you follow.
Mm.
Then so
Mm.
I rather travel the path that is less travel, so I can leave a
Mm.
mark. As I said, that is the aim. I've always wanted to be
Mm.
against the norm. I know I don't do what other people are doing, which
Mm.
is why I think then because then you have control of what you're doing. If you do what other
Mm.
people are doing, you don't have control. They're gonna set the standard for you. You're
Mm.
just always gonna follow
Mm.
up, which is not on. People like
Mm.
J. Cole, they set their own
Mm.
standard. They don't follow other
Exactly.
people's trend. You know what I mean? This is why they're successful. People like
Mm.
Kendrick, he set his own standard. And those want to
Mm.
sound like him, they have to follow. You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
yeah. So I think it could be one of those reasons. I've never been in their shoes. I can't really speak for them, but from where I'm sitting, from my perspective, I think that is what they've been lacking, or they were lacking on.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right. So now, I mean, you got your current single Hustle.
yeah.
Well, the Dome, you got Dome on it.
Yeah,
Yo, that's amazing. How
yeah.
was that like?
All these songs are recorded very early 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's funny how people react to them now. It's back to what I was saying. The
Mm-hmm.
content is very important. So if
Mm-hmm.
I can drop Hustle 10 years from now, it will
Mm-hmm.
still be relevant. The content
Exactly.
matters. So
Mm-hmm.
um, don't. And you know what happens when you're recording these songs? You don't spend a lot of time in the studio. It's like we probably recorded that song in less than 30 minutes, from
Mm-hmm.
the beat to the chorus
Mm-hmm.
to the verses, because it was a natural thing. It was something that was very organic. It wasn't, I came with my verse and then they said, yo, there's a no. We had a
Mm-hmm.
chorus, then we started building from there.
Mm-hmm.
When it's organic, it's easy and people can relate to it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think that song, it's for me, it was done in 2006, but for me, I think it's relevant for the next 10 years. So
Word.
this is why I plan out, like, okay, I cannot leave these songs without being released. Let me try and just go back to that bag and see. It's called digging in the crates. I was digging into my crates. I'm like, hey, let me pull this one out and see
Yeah.
where it takes me. But yeah, I'm dropping it at the end of Feb. which is probably tomorrow, right? 28th, yeah. It's either on Friday or tomorrow. We just need to confirm the date with the guys. And then, yeah, I'm dropping it for free. It's going to be out there for people to download. And then the visuals are coming as well. Yeah, basically, I think that's going to be my plug-in. I want to push that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. So when are we getting the whole album?
The album, it's very tricky with these things, eh? The way I wanted to do it, it was to have visuals for every single that I'm gonna drop. So I'm planning to drop 6 singles or 8 singles. So that means 8 videos. So that's a bit of a task. It could be sometime this year, September. If my birthday is on the 17th of September. I'm a Virgo. So 17th of September, if that passes on, you must know, then we'll be looking early next year. If that date go past and I didn't drop, then early next year, definitely, yeah.
Amazing.
True.
So are there any events that you'll be doing soon?
Yeah. There's a couple of events that have been confirmed. But you know, with events, man, it depends on many things, right? So they can be confirmed now. I have like 8 bookings, right? But you know how it is with this. It's either with the electricity, there's weather, it's going to be issues. But I mean, I am definitely in back to the city. There's a couple of shows in Cape Town as well. I'm hitting Long Street clubs as well. I mean, the support has been amazing for something that I thought was very old to me. But when it came out and people are actually reacting to it, it's been positive. So I'm happy with it. I mean, having people like DVSD, people that I interact with on a daily basis. So it kind of gives you that. It opens up your internals and like, see, so this is where we move. This is how we move in now, you know, which is beautiful. And I think also shout out to him. I love the text that he's coming with it, and it's that content thing.
Me into you.
Yeah, there's that content thing, fam. It's that content thing. You have to. We have to. Like, we're not just rapping for fun anymore. I think you can see the white hair there. Yeah, we are old now, fam. So we need to leave a couple of documents for our kids to audiobooks in a sense, you know, teach our kids better. So we need to speak our truth. We can't hide forever, you know. Yeah.
True that, Ochi. Well, Ochi, man, I appreciate you, man, for letting us interview you.
I'm humble, man.
Yeah, whenever you guys get the flyers from the events, you send it on our side, you know, so we let the people know, man.
Yeah,
man, my brothers are so hungry for you guys, the hits. I was even telling DVS and all the others with E. Yeah, like now I'm just happy with you now. I just found you guys because now I'm gonna go to those guys and watch it with E. The only niggas were complaining. Man, it's time for you to step up.
Yeah, facts. No, I'm humble, my man. Thank you for the opportunity, man. Let's work. I mean, we're gonna keep in touch, man. I'll run. Everything comes through by, and you will know before other people know. This is home. I'm happy to be here, fam. Yeah. Salute, fam.
Much love, Uchi.
Thanks, King.
Much love. Thanks. I appreciate it.
What?
Sure. Yeah, guys. Yeah, man. Man, I'm so excited. Hit Dotcom, you know. Oh man, I'm loving this build up. So many of our hip hop hits, like the old OGs in SA, coming up here in Hip Hop Nation TV. So yeah, man. I hope you guys will stay in touch, and then we'll try and find ideas to make more hip hop events and stuff like that. Guys, thank you for rocking up. You know, shout out to everyone. Shout out to Team and Show. Shout out to Leeds. Shout out to Sky. Sky, thank you for playing our track. Kato's track. I Riot. thank you, Sky, for playing our riot. Please, guys, please check out his show, the Playlist Radio Show. Oh man, it's a dope show. So many talented artists, songs playing there. Hola Zipa, thank you, dog. Simply Sebs, thank you. Siseko, thank you. Ayla Photography, shout out. Oh, nah, that's exciting. We got photographers, you know what I'm saying? Nangam Sunyabonga, Dabulela, I saw you went in, you came in not long ago, but don't worry, you'll see the show. I'm gonna leave it here and yeah, you check the whole show. Guys, peace out. I'm out.